Hi, welcome back to your favorite edition of Random White Dude talking to himself on a webcam, bringing back the old YouTube days, I suppose. Today's January 4th. Is there anything special about January 4th? I don't know, but that's the day today. Here to talk about my day today. Is that a bar? I don't know. But yeah, today I'm going to talk about a book I finished last night, which you may have heard of, but you probably actually have heard. Oh, it's backwards, but who cares? The major motion picture for it, No Country for Old Men. It's a Cormac McCarthy book that the Coen brothers picked up and made a movie for it in 2007. I don't know. I'm gonna look just for you. The book was something. The book was $8 at a thrift store, but also it was published in 2005, so they moved pretty quick on it. But yeah, if you haven't read this book, it's fantastic. It's really good. Having seen the movie first, I'd say the book plays in your head like the movie. But if I ever rewatch the movie, I'll probably be like, the movie reads like the book. I mean, they're both one and the same. It's like really kind of insane that, I mean, you figure that the Coen brothers came up with this idea of different scenes, like the one at the convenience store and all the other unique ones, like the coin toss scene you might have seen on some YouTube rabbit hole you went down, like I have in the past. But it's just really ingenious. But yeah, I think specifically about this book that I want to talk about is this title, No Country for Old Men. And it's sort of talking about the American West. It's like set in Texas and kind of talking about, the change of the guard, if you will. This old sheriff whose name is Bell. Yeah, Bell. Kind of just existing in the world, trying to fathom what the heck is even going on with this tiny Texas county with all these various murders that take place and, crazy psycho killers such as Anton Chigurh and the Mexican dope dealers and whatever. It's just really kind of analogous to the American West. And it's written like early 2000s, right? So it's not that far away. Obviously, the past 20 years, and it's been 20 years since that book, has been, quite significant in the amount of ways the world has changed and stuff. But yeah, I think, reflecting upon the book, there's so many things in it where he's just kind of talking about the sheriff trying to accept that it's impossible to defeat all sorts of evil in this world and defeat this crazy kind of godlike, demon-like, devilish villain in Anton Chigurh, and how, throughout the book, Anton, is accepting that his fate, or is having other people accept that fate is just kind of a natural thing in life and it's kind of inevitable. Obviously, this is lots of spoilers, so if you haven't read it, I would turn away from this video or whatever. But one of the last scenes is when Anton goes to kill Carla Jean, and he's just talking about how it's not her fault. It's just kind of bad luck that brought death upon her, if you will, and just kind of like how in life itself it's a lot of serendipity and you never really know what's going to happen, sort of thing, which is interesting. And there's obviously a lot to unpack with the book, but getting into what I'm going to title this YouTube video, which is incredibly clever on my part, No Country for Old Men, but also No Country for Young Men. And that's kind of been the general rhetoric of my generation the past years I've been growing up, where it's just like, oh, the world has gone to shit. there's no hope for any of it. The world's going to burn down. We're going to die from all the fossil fuels and yada, 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 yada. And just all this just depressing pessimism and nihilism, and just kind of like an aloofness to life and a lack of meaning. And I don't know if I agree with that, man. Like, going back to the book, there's a scene where Bell is with his wife, Loretta, and they're kind of just riding horses on this ridge and then sitting and looking at the stars and like holding each other's hands, and it's just like a really nice peaceful scene. And it's like, with the context of all the horrible stuff that happened earlier in the book, it's kind of like, well, yeah, man, like all these horrible things in the news or whatever, but like also you can just go hold hands with someone or go whatever numerous things you can do to connect with people, and just kind of like, well, I don't think it's that deep, man. Like, you have your life, they have theirs, and you just kind of got to go and see what's up with people and really connect with them, and don't really listen to what's going on the news, etc. That's my belief, fundamentally. When people say there's no country for the young men, and they're saying like, oh, this and that, or oh, the women nowadays are so superficial, and I know big ones like the dating apps and stuff, or just like dating in general, or like talking about, oh, like you think it's just women who have their issues. Like, obviously men have issues too, I'm not discrediting that, but it's just like all this like negativity, and I don't want to like push away or pull away from the actual problems that people are facing, because there's a lot, and arguably there's been a lot more that's been happening. Issues like financial issues, health issues, all that sort of stuff. But I also think like we kind of just have to take things as they come and try our best, and don't get so caught up into the hoopla of what the national news is trying to tell you and the social media and yada yada. You know, like, I'd say that this country really isn't for old men anymore, in the fact that like there's so much like freshness and new ideas and that sort of stuff, where it would really be a struggle for them to kind of fully understand what's going on. But like, also, that doesn't mean it's a country that's not for young men either, you know. So yeah, I guess the main point of what I'm trying to get at, and obviously this is just me reflecting to a camera and putting it out there, whatever, is that like we gotta just do our best. I know, incredibly useful knowledge. Um, and if for whatever reason you found this YouTube video and you've watched all the way of my incoherent ramblings, then thanks, I guess. Maybe something I said in there resonated with you, maybe not. But I think the further on I go into this, the better I will become about, forming thoughts, specifically for a YouTube video and talking about things. Because I do fundamentally believe that myself or anyone has something valuable to bring to the YouTube sphere of things, So, yeah, that's about all I got today. Just gonna do one of these a day for a year and see what happens, and hopefully when I continue to do them, I'll make some documentary type stuff and what have you. But thanks for watching.